to WPwatercooler. Jason is absent today. Sorry, so I'm playing the role of Jason. So that's why my name says Jason Tucker. But I will introduce myself as me. But let's start by going around the room and getting everybody introduced. We'll start with Mark. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm with ServerPress. We make really cool workflow tools like a desktop server and WP Site Sync, and you should look us up. All right, that's me.
Cosper.
Hey everybody, Jason Cosper here, aka Kurt Autoloader, aka Fat Molenweg, just here, happy to be discussing WordPress with y'all for yet another week.
And I'm Steve Zengin. I'm the founder of Zeek Interactive, and I run the OC WordPress meetup. This particular episode is brought to you by, I can't do a really good drum roll sound, ServerPress, makers of desktop servers. So welcome, Mark. Did you know you were a sponsor?
I write the checks.
Oh, so I guess you did.
Yeah.
They make local WordPress development easy, so you can check them out over at serverpress.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring. We really appreciate the
our pleasure. Hopefully when I pay with PayPal every single month it goes through. But anyway.
Speaking of PayPal,
all right, let's
what do you guys want to talk about today? I think let's start with what happened last weekend. This past weekend, which was WordCamp Orange County.
It was awesome.
So that happened.
Yeah. I actually don't know who organized WordCamp Orange County, but it's like those guys have it together. It's, you know, it was awesome.
Hey, there she is. It's Say joining us a little bit late, but we know she was having internet troubles. Hello.
She makes WordPress. What's the spiel say?
Teach WordPress, sleep WordPress, eat WordPress. We can't hear you. Yeah, you're muted. Yeah, she's coming in.
I make WordPress, teach WordPress, preach WordPress, wear WordPress, breathe WordPress, talk about WordPress, have way too much WordPress, love WordPress, feel WordPress, bleed WordPress. I think.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, we're just starting to talk about WordCamp Orange County, which happened this past weekend.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
You did.
How was it for you, Say?
So
how'd it go, fellas? I had a fun experience, but we can talk about that at the end since it was on Sunday.
So Mark, I know you were making a joke, but the lead organizer is Jamal. If you guys don't know him, he's a fantastic member of our community. This is Jamal's first time as the lead organizer. Jamal is more of a logistics guy. He does all the planning. He did all the setup. So I think the reason the camp ran so smoothly, we really had no issues this year. So not that we normally do, but it was a very smooth camp. Was all because of the charge. Yeah, no kidding. Just because Jamal does so much prep work and so much work behind the scenes, it's just what he's good at. He's been our organizer that's been in charge of facilities and logistics for a couple of years now. So the camp just ran smoothly, and that's thanks to Jamal and the rest of the team. You know, we've got a fantastic team in place that does a great job every year.
Yeah, I think that part of the reason is that you guys have been a pretty tight team for a number of years, so that helps.
And here's the thing with this team, and I didn't know this when I signed up. I guess I kind of sort of did, but you can never leave, right? It's very much like the Hotel California. They once you are a lead organizer, you're in for life, right? So
next year's theme.
Hotel. Yeah.
Yeah. So Brandon and Jeff, who started the WordCamp, are still on the team. Dave Margowski was still on the team this year. I'm still on the team. And so we're just collecting organizers.
So is it going to end up like where WordCamp Orange County one day is going to be, there's going to be more organizing team members than there are actual attendees?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're striving for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be very Orange County in that it's like a ska band where there's more people.
More people in the band than in the audience?
Than in the audience. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so what did you guys have like a theme? I did not attend in person. Yellow Submarine. I meant more for like the talks.
Oh, so but let's talk about our theme, because our theme, we're very proud of our theme every year. The theme
Let's talk about it.
It's cohesive. It's part of our brand. So the theme this year, and I don't know if anybody really, some people got it. We didn't make it this much in your face, but it was the Life Aquatic was the theme.
Oh, I did not get that at all.
And so that's what it was based on. So everybody had, this is actually an organizer shirt, but everybody had light blue t-shirts, and we gave away the red beanies. So everybody that was wearing the outfit was sort of dressed up like the movie, which is
and
cool.
then when Margowski showed up with the flippers and the whole scuba gear and all that, and during the opening remark, oh, I missed the opening remarks.
That didn't happen this year.
I assume that's what he would have done.
It wasn't as in your face as Dungeons and Dragons last year, but it
So sad I missed that year.
It was a very cool theme. So we were really happy with the theme. Anyway, what was your question?
Well, no, I mean, besides the like visual theme, which is what you're talking about in terms of the Life Aquatic, did you bring that visual theme into any of the components of the camp, or was it just the visual theme, like the design theme, the Life Aquatic concept?
No, it's more just the visual theme this year. So everything that we did, all the slides, all the screens, all the printing, everything was on brand, and the t-shirts and the swag. So the swag was really cool. Yeah, everybody seemed to really love the beanies. That was our big swag item this year. So
beanie, just for the record.
You don't get one. You didn't go to camp. Let me grab mine.
I did. I was a speaker at the camp.
She technically was a speaker at the camp. She was in a sort of like Phantom Zone window up on the screen. I'm really glad you got back from the Phantom Zone, Say.
That was really fun.
I'm only kidding. I will get you a beanie, but this was the beanie this year that has a special WCOC tag on it. And the beanies actually were done by Crochet Kids. If you're not familiar with Crochet Kids, it's a charity organization that Brandon and Jeff have worked with. And they actually, for anybody that has one of these beanies, that
child sweatshop. I get it.
No, it's not at all. It's not at all.
Wow, talk about taking the worst possible spin on it. That's like, wow.
Hey, that's my job. That's our job here at WaterCooler.
No, not at all. If you have one of these, you can actually look at the tag inside, and you can write a thank you note to the person who made the beanie for you. So,
but it's not a kid.
It's not a kid. It's called
the name Crochet Kids.
I know. I understand.
With the name
Look
and
at,
the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing, Say, you're giving, if it was kids, you're giving them a very valuable life skill.
No. Look up, if you want more information on this, look at Crochet Kids spelled with a K. Crochet Kids online. This is a pretty cool organization.
Which one's the K? Croquettes.
Both.
The kid starts with a C, but the crochet starts with a K.
Kids is spelled right, but crochet is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
So what my original question was about theme, but I am excited about that because we are talking. It'll be my first time as I was kind of on the LAX organizer team, but only like ancillary organizer because I just did the after party. I wasn't really involved in all the logistics and whatnot, but I am on the team for WordCamp Long Beach. What? WCLBC in the house. And I'm excited to be a part of like the kind of the whole thing. And so right now we're talking about, our theme for talks, like how the tracks go and all of that. So I'm curious as to this year for WordCamp Orange County, y'all are a big camp. You usually sell out. And in the past, there's been like not just 2 tracks, but like 3 tracks, right? Like how many tracks did you have this year?
3.
Yeah, 3 tracks. Like that's a pretty hefty lift.
So yeah, we had our 2 main tracks, which are sessions, and then we had our discussion track in the conference room, and that was it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty. The discussion track was pretty full. I led the SMMOC in the morning, which is Social Media Mastermind Orange County, which we held over. We did last year, and we did it again this year. Unfortunately, Bob Watson, who normally leads that, had to leave town, and so he wasn't able to do it. So I stepped in. But I was floating through all the tracks on both days, and that discussion room was pretty full most of the time. So it was nice.
What does that entail? It's like a panel kind of deal?
No, the discussion track is more interactive. So the other rooms are meant to be traditional sessions, right? 45-minute sessions. Discussion tracks are an hour and a half, and it's really just meant to be someone leading a discussion about a certain topic. For instance, Chris Ford led a discussion track about project management.
So that's not like, here's a presentation and here are
Nope.
my slides. It's like,
Nope.
here's some thoughts. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts.
It's really go in there with questions and pull the information out of that person's head. And so it's there. They're there to give the attendees, exactly what they're looking for.
So it's like a live AMA.
Yes.
Okay. Ask me anything.
Did people pitch those sessions, or were they approached? Okay.
Yeah. So when we open up speaker submissions, we let people know this is the format, and so let us know what you're thinking. Is this a traditional session, or is it a discussion track? Is it a panel? What do you want to do? And so we ask that when people submit their talks.
Okay, that's nice. I missed that in the call for speakers, because I absolutely would have done one for performance or what have you. That
applied.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I may have just made all that up. I don't know if that's actually what's in our speaker. It will be next year. I know it's there. And then so that's what happened on Saturday. We had tracks on Sunday, but Sunday,
wait, I'm still asking questions about Saturday.
Okay.
So in terms of, so you've got your discussion track, which is like what about your other two tracks? Did you choose talks based off of like a specific concept, or were you just like, these sound interesting? Was there a beginner component, or was there like this more like where did the talks kind of land in terms of topic?
Yes. So the short answer is we do really vet the speakers that apply, and so it does go through a pretty rigorous process when we get all the applications. And so we do a blind vote on the topics that we want to see without knowing who the speaker is, and we actually do take that pretty seriously. And then we go in and we look at the speakers that we chose based on topic. We see who has past speaking experience, who might have a YouTube channel, anything we can find on somebody. We try to look at how they present, but we also get a mix of some new speakers as well, right? So we don't just take experienced speakers, and so we're looking at we're looking at personality, we're looking at how they presented their topic, things like that. And so we really try to get a good mix of speakers. And the yes to your question about the range of topics is we really try to get a mix of beginner, developer, design, and business topics all rolled into one. Once we have all that, we do sort of put the cards on a wall and try to make sense of it, right? Try to tell a story with each of the tracks. It doesn't always work out that way, but there is something for everybody at WordCamp Orange County.
So
sorry. All these questions.
I have a question about the speaker selection thing where they say the blind speaker selection. So how many times, because you've been in the WordPress community for quite a while, practically everybody, right? So there have to be some topics that you look at, whether you may not know who's going to do it, but you look at the topic and you say, oh, that has to be so-and-so because it's uniquely that person. And how much do you find that going on in the blind selection process?
I mean, it depends on the year, right? It depends. I mean, yeah, sometimes I can read a topic and go, yeah, that's Chris Lemma.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes people put their name right in the description of the topic. Yeah. So, and we're pretty good about stripping out as many names as we can. Sometimes it slips through, right? Yeah. And so, but the blind process, we actually do take that very seriously. The initial process is blind. Now, in addition to that, I will let you know a little secret, and I think every WordCamp does this. There are a couple spots that we reserve for people that we invite. right? So we do save a couple spots for people that we want to hear or topics that we want to hear, and we'll match somebody with that topic, right? And so we do come up with a list of speaking topics that we kind of want to hear, and if we don't get submissions on that, we'll fill them in as we go.
And that's not exclusive to WordCamp Orange County. I've seen that happen.
That happens at almost every WordCamp.
And so
you know,
and depending on the year, you know, when we do the blind selection, we'll get, we might get 100 submissions, and 50 of those, or not 50, but 20 of those might be about the exact same thing, depending on what's going on in the WordCamp community, right? And so the advice I can give you if you're submitting talks is submit as early as possible, because what some camps do, and I've seen this, is they'll just put the blind list in the order in which they were received. So if there's 20 Gutenberg talks and you happen to be the first one, you might get selected over the last one, because at that point you're thinking, okay, how many more Gutenberg talks do I have to review here? Right. Yeah. Now we do something different. We randomize by date, so it doesn't work in Orange County. But I've been on those panels before at other WordCamps where it's just date order, and so submit as early as you can if you're thinking about submitting a WordCamp.
Well, and I will tell you, having organized a couple WordCamps and picked speakers myself, I don't know if this happens at Orange County, but there's also that where you have two people who have very close to the same topic, or even exactly the same topic, and you really only want that topic covered once. So then you look at who it is and you're like, okay, well, this is a known quantity, this one isn't, so we're going to take this one over that one. So that's what I've seen happen.
And sometimes, this didn't happen this year, but sometimes in the past, what we've done is taken a few people, like we've had that happen where we say, okay, this is a topic, these 2 or 3 people would all be good at speaking at this topic, and we form a panel.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to handle it. I have a question. What did you see as themes that a lot of people were writing about this year in your speaker application?
Yeah, there was a ton on project management. That was the running thing, and way more project management talks than we could handle.
And more than before? What do you think that's from?
Yeah, I have no idea, but there was just a ton of project management submissions. And then, like every year, you always get the Salesy submissions, SEO, right? The SEO experts, and people wanting to teach you how to make more money with your blog, right? Stuff like that. So we just kind of wipe those out automatically. Those rarely get through. The SEO guy we had come this year led a discussion track. He actually did submit, but we chose him specifically based on his experience, because we knew he wasn't there for sales purposes. A lot of times SEO talks are just trying to sell you something. So
a lot of times SEO is just trying to sell you something.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And it's generally,
but only a lot of times.
We had Eric from Pathfinder SEO, and he did great. That discussion track specifically was standing room only.
See, that's the thing. It's like that topic is important. Like SEO changes all the time. It's obviously vitally important for people's clients, for people's sites, but it is such a it's same kind of thing with social media. It's just so marketed up that it really, it's also a big echo chamber. A lot of people just repeating the same things over and over. But I feel like it's a lot of that, I'll tell you something and then sell you something a little bit later. And
right. I think you got to be careful for the snake oil salesman.
Yeah, exactly. And
and I'll I'm going to date myself a little bit, but I know Mark can relate to this. The SEO.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
No problem. The SEO person, right, used to be the desktop publisher, right?
Right.
When Quark was out, anybody could be a desktop publisher. That meant nothing, right?
Yeah.
It meant I know how to open Quark.
Yeah. But see, then that's the problem, is by the time a person is seasoned enough and wise enough to know the good SEO people from the bad SEO people, right? They've practically done enough research to be able to do it to a certain,
Sure.
because it is so hard to tell, because like you said, you have these people that are parroting what everyone else is saying. Oh, they sound like they know what they're talking about, but then you hire them, and 6 months later, a year later, you're like, my numbers don't look any different. I just spent $100,000 or whatever on SEO. And what's that?
Oh, just cringing at your estimate.
Oh,
I don't know, because I have, look, I've seen SEO change over the I've seen SEO change over the years like crazy. And of course, anytime Google comes up with a new algorithm, people are like, okay, now we got to figure this out again. And
how about desktop publishing? Has that changed?
Desktop publishing has changed. They now call it web development.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Desktop publishing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so then there was, what'd y'all do? Did you go to Durty Nellies and do your karaoke thing for your after party?
Oh, you got to talk about Durty Nellies, Steve.
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's your favorite part.
It normally is.
What happened?
There was an incident this year. So, yeah.
Like a code of conduct incident?
No, it had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with the WordCampers, but a fight broke out at Durty Nellies with another group that was there, and the police were called.
Oh Lord!
It ended my night a little early, and so.
So did they honor the karaoke list after the fight?
Karaoke guy, and it was a new guy. We didn't have karaoke Kevin. We had Jerryoke. He was subpar, and as soon as the fight was done, he said, "Okay, next up is," like we're right back into it, right? Like didn't even acknowledge that it had happened. But several of our organizers and members had to step in and just sort of protect everybody that was there. It was a deal. It was a thing. I took a shot to the face and had my
ask Steve, tell Steve how you like his new glasses.
I was right there.
Wait, you got hit?
I got hit
by like, did you start the fight?
No. I was just trying to push the fight away from our group. It was right next to us. Anyway.
Small place.
Yeah, it is a very small place.
That can be one of the problems when you have a like a group party thing like that in a public space that's not like a a set aside space, because no one's fighting in the WordPress community. That's not a thing. Yeah,
so look, it was a first for us. We've never had a problem at Durty Nellies, right? In all of our years of doing the after party there, and I don't know that I've ever heard of a WordCamp after party fight.
No,
in all of WordCamp, right? But again,
maybe some creepy drunk dude,
look, I've heard of WordCamp after party post trolling, but that's about as far as it goes.
It wasn't our group. It's something that happened, and I think our takeaway, the organizers, their takeaway was next year, private venue. We won't be sharing a venue with anybody, and we're gonna do whatever we can to bring back karaoke Kevin.
Yeah, you can just rent karaoke.
Because he's our guy. Yeah, he's our guy. We tried so hard this year to make it happen. It just didn't happen. So,
well, that's exciting. I didn't hear anything about that, which is probably
and we kept it pretty
exciting in a bad way.
We kept it sort of under control. It wasn't our group. It was nobody from our group. It's just something that happened. So,
how about that adrenaline rush though? How was that?
Yeah.
on top of your full day of organizing and like doing stuff all day and running panels and all this stuff, and then you're like, cool, I have a lot of juice left in here for Sunday.
There's nothing like there's nothing like having to try to break up a fight to sober you up really fast. So
now Steve, I'm not sure I got all the facts, but wasn't the fight between like some guy trying to like he wanted to hit a woman? It was like
you want to dwell on this, don't you?
Yeah, because this story is like the best story. Well,
yes,
one of the best stories of the weekend.
Yes, it was. Yeah. It was a man fighting a woman.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
A woman. So yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that is just
at his engagement party.
Was it his fiance?
No. But she ended up once everything was over, I think she thought that I was involved and came over and poured a drink on my head. So that was a good way to end it. So,
Well, all in a day's work for Steve getting a drink.
Again,
it's just like work. Yeah.
It's just something that happened. So
Wow, that's amazing. And then the next day, that's all anyone could talk about probably in the morning.
Actually, no. Look, I addressed it to the crowd, told everybody what happened just in case they were hearing things, and we moved on.
Yeah.
Like we should, I guess.
Yeah. Because it was a non-issue. It was that again, if it had been a WordCamper that had started the fight, which I can't see that happening, then we've got a thing. But it wasn't a thing.
Can you imagine literally any WordCampers?
I know, right? Yeah.
Literally none.
I love how completely sure of all of us are that it was not. Even if the fight was like over there, you'd be like, "Yeah, that's not us." I'm really clear on that. It's just not.
Yes.
Well, and that was, I mean, when I heard about it, first thing Sunday morning was when I heard about it. I left like 10 minutes before it happened. And that was exactly the first question that I asked was, there's no way that it was a WordCamper. It had to have been one of the other pages.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, that's
But then I heard Steve was throwing punches. I'm like, whoa. So.
And so.
All right. Well, if it was going to be anyone in WordCamp, it would be Steve. But
driving to camp on Sunday morning, I said to Sam, I said, I think we need to address this because by this point, the rumors will have blown out of proportion. And I'm going to walk in and somebody's going to say, dude, I heard you killed somebody last night.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I did nothing.
That's funny. Yeah. So anyway. Sunday. What was different about Sunday topic and approach wise than Saturday? Was it 1 track, 2 tracks, 3 tracks, same thing? Second day?
Sunday we still had 3 tracks, but as you know, on Sunday we end our tracks early so that we get everybody into Plugin-a-palooza, which is our big event on Sunday.
Which was awesome this year.
Ridiculously
awesome. Yeah.
Tell us who won. Tell us the deets. Alex Vasquez was your host, who's just the hostess with the mostest.
Alex was hosting, and we have one of our judges here with us. Yep. So
Cosper, I didn't know you were a judge.
Absolutely, yeah. Cosper's always a judge.
I knew he was judgy, but.
Well, he was very good. He was awesome.
Cosper's our resident Bigfoot up there on the stage. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. I don't know where that reference came from. But we have so our judges were Cosper, Scott Bollinger, Natalie McLeese, and Chris Ford. So we added a judge this year, Natalie McLeese, because she's a past winner. Yeah, she's a past winner a couple times for Plugin-a-palooza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Natalie brought a lot of expertise around accessibility and JavaScript. Sorely needed.
Which was awesome.
The group of judges.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of worry that we might have, because there was 4 judges, we might have like a 2-2 split, but it was really hard to judge the competition this year because.
What was the competition? What were the finalists?
So there were 6. So we started with 10. We ended up with 6 plugins. It's a tough competition. You've got to put together a full plugin in 2 months, and so it was 6 plugins ended up being judged, and then the 3 winners were, number 1 was the Beaver Builder guys. They have a new plugin called Assistant.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Have we figured out what it does yet?
We do. We have, and I'll tell you in a second. Second place was Andy Fragan. Is that right, Cosper? So Andy Fragan's plugin, and then third place was Drew Jane's.
What were the second and third plugin? What did they do?
Andy's plugin, Cosper, refresh my memory on what Andy's plugin does.
Andy's plugin was effectively just an easy way to flip debugging on and show. Basically make sure that things are hidden so debugging messages aren't getting through to the main part of your site. Drew
had a keyboard shortcuts plugin.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're a big keyboard shortcuts and Hotmail person, uses all of those.
I actually really liked Drew's a lot. I thought it was pretty. Yeah.
The competition was really, really serious this year. I mean, everybody had a chance, honestly.
Assistant, just to clarify, if we were saying it in like a nutshell, basically it does what?
What?
Which
one?
Assistant. The Beaver Builder Assistant.
Assistant.
I looked at it, I kind of played with it, and I was like, I'm not sure what this is doing.
It's essentially the dashboard reimagined, right? So it's a short, a quick version of the WordPress dashboard, meant to get you to things very, very quickly. What's that?
Front end. It's like a front end, like on page dashboard, right? Like that's essentially.
No, well, I think I can't remember if it's front end, but I only played with it in the dashboard itself. And then it's actually built as a platform, so they have ways of extending it and building modules for it. It's pretty cool. This was their alpha launch, and it was pretty neat.
It was nice to the point where like you could show this to somebody who has basically cut their teeth on a couple Beaver Builder and Assistant, and show it to somebody who has been on Squarespace for the past few years or something like that, and they wouldn't even have to touch WP Admin basically at all if you had the site set up and dialed in for them. So it's basically a nice, more user friendly back end for the site, but on the front end, and it was way cool.
Anyway, look at the time. We are over. We're actually over by a minute. I know I have to cut you off, otherwise we'll just go on forever.
We were talking about that fight for so long.
Yeah. You guys put me right on the spot. Anyway, thank you all for being on the water cooler today. I'm going to do my best to try to end this broadcast, but just keep smiling as if we're sending people